Hi, welcome to Community and Business. I'm Abby Finch. I am owner and founder of Scribespace, an internet marketing consulting company focused on engaging and inspiring small businesses. The focus of this show is to talk to local business owners and talk about what drives and inspires them and the challenges that they face and have to overcome. Each week we'll have a different theme, or each episode will have a different theme. This week's theme is Common Misconceptions About Business and Marketing. And my guest tonight is Lori Kay. She is the director of Lion Link, and it is a internet social media marketing and integrated marketing solutions for small businesses. So she's sort of in the same vein as me, where we hope to engage and talk about how to thrive as a local business. So first we're going to talk a little bit about Lori's background and how she got started in business, and then we're going to go into misconception about marketing and business. So thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
All right, awesome. I'm excited to talk to you. So just give me a little bit of background about yourself. How did you get started in digital marketing?
Yeah, so my journey into marketing actually started more with the grassroots campaigns. I became the manager of a family business, so a lot of the responsibilities fell on my shoulders. So I quickly learned how to do the paper marketing, like flyering, rack card boxes, and then kind of shifted into the community-based marketing and really learning how to have an event that's lead generating. And then from there, we did integrated campaigns. So we would do all the paper marketing, direct marketing, coupled with email marketing, and then it kind of bled into website advertising and, of course, social media, which really got strong in the last 5 years or so.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So you've been on the both ends of it. You've been on the behind the scenes of seeing the sort of big challenges of family business.
Right.
How long was your family and business for?
Well, we're still in business. It started in 2001. I became the manager in 2009.
Uh-huh.
I moved on to become the director and then co-owner thereafter, and I still maintain co-owner.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Was there a moment that you realized you wanted to do your own business full time? Or?
There was. Besides being in a family business, I also had a couple jobs, and I worked for a 5-star hotel company. I did some direct sales, and no matter what, I always wanted to be first, and I wanted to be the best, but I found something was missing. And through that experience, I just realized, I've co-owned and managed a business, and I love doing it. I just want one of my own now.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it started.
Awesome. So you have that sort of passion behind it too.
Absolutely. And I've experienced the failures and the triumphs and the victories behind it.
Right. Yeah, I'm grateful for those experiences that I had that weren't that pleasant as much as I am for the ones that were rewarding.
Exactly.
So just basically, how did you start your business? How did you get involved in digital marketing?
So my training is a little bit unconventional. My family business is a martial arts school. Right. So my brother and I, co-owners, got to travel the country learning from different martial artists who happen to be successful in business and both as a teacher. So when they trained us on these campaigns of rack cards or ad cards, they would actually say, here's the ad cards, here's the rack cards, bye. And we would have to go put them in 50 different businesses, build up the relationships. So they taught me how to be a go-getter, how to be accountable, and how to actually get results, how to brand a business. It's pretty involved. So as unconventional as it is to have a start in the martial arts, it was kind of the best people to be around.
Right.
Because those are the people that pushed me the hardest.
Right.
So
Are you a black belt?
I am.
So you can kick butt.
I say that I do all the time, every day in business, as a woman, in life. I think we all share those skills.
All right. Well, I'm going to hightail it home in the parking lot afterwards.
You should be careful.
Why did you take the plunge then and work for yourself if you have this family business to lean back on?
Yeah, as a co-owner, I'm there for my brother, and I'm there for the mission and vision that we stand by, always. But for me, it's more risky to work for someone else. For me, it was risky to not do something for myself, because then I can't provide potential jobs and employment. I can't be creating something that maybe my children could inherit in the future, that I could be teaching my family another way to have an income or something to, just to be proud of within the family. There's too many risks in my mind for working for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So despite the fact that I am a co-owner, he's actually also a co-owner in my business because we support each other.
Aww.
It was just, like I said, it was just too risky not to.
Right.
I have too much to do.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to risk complacency, basically.
Yeah, and in this day and age, this technology age, we have a lot at our fingertips. Why not show other business owners how to use it? Why not show future businessmen and women and, especially young women that it doesn't matter if you start from not a lot. Go do something. We have this internet right in front of us.
Right.
Use it.
So that's sort of your dream, your vision is spreading the knowledge around a little bit more, teaching people, coaching.
Yeah, teaching, coaching. I've always been kind of a natural coach.
Mm-hmm.
So being of service to other business owners and educating them, especially many business owners who I deem started in the industrial age where we didn't have internet. We didn't have all these things at our fingertips. All you had was paper marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And it had to work or that was that. And you had loyal customers who came back all the time.
Right.
They need to know how to use the new and different techniques that maybe you and I understand easily, but they don't.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're not using them, that's their family not getting money. That's dinner not getting on the table. That's
Right.
their vision being lost.
Right.
So I feel like I have a lot to kind of stand for and fight for.
I love that you take that position because people don't usually think of entrepreneurs as sort of ones that give back or that are interested in helping other people. When you put it that way, there's a sort of like trickle down effect, of,
Absolutely.
If you're starting your own business, you have the potential to create more jobs. You have the potential to help other people succeed in their business.
Right.
You're not really looking to take any competitors down.
No, there's
like
enough
that.
success for everyone.
Right.
And because of my start, maybe it was the martial arts that influenced me so much, but I was trained just a different way, giving back, being of service, helping people to have an extraordinary life. That's the goal. Right now, the face of it is my company, Lion Link. Maybe in the future, I'll have more endeavors.
Right.
I don't know.
What kind of setbacks have you had since you started?
I would say the setbacks that I've had are mostly mental. So feeling a sense of I'm not good enough or I'm not doing enough. Learning when to say no. Learning how to say yes to the right opportunities. Learning to keep myself open to all opportunities as they present themselves. I would say so mostly mental setbacks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be your own worst enemy.
That's the case, pretty much.
So what are kind of like the behind the scenes tasks that most people don't really know about owning your own small business?
This one made me laugh a little bit. What you don't see, so what you do see maybe are successful owners, confident owners, but behind the scenes, you don't see the procrastination, the fear. You probably won't quite catch me messaging my mentors and networking and calling people, but that's what I'm doing. And if they don't answer, I just ask my cat for help.
Right. It's always plan B,
Right.
the cat.
He's always home with me, so.
I know. Sometimes it's like working for yourself is kind of like being back in high school or college. It's like you have to be disciplined, be motivated, or else you're just going to sit around and watch TV,
Yeah. That could be a challenge too, where you're home, you feel like, I can balance working, doing my home chores, and then
nap time around 2:30.
Yeah, the cat always pushes me toward nap time. But I feel that, as a freelancer, so to say, we kind of all face the same challenges. We're all lacking in motivation sometimes. We all need help with time management. That just doesn't disappear.
Right.
Same thing with a manager or employee. 2:30 rolls around, everybody wants a nap.
Right.
So I kind of face the same things just about anybody would, but at home versus, in a cube or something like that.
Right. What's your favorite part about working for yourself? Is it 2:30 nap time or is it?
Well, so the easy answer is I don't have a boss to answer to.
Right.
But I also enjoy the fact that instead of answering to a boss, I answer directly to my customers. The level of accountability at which I play in my business is that it affects everybody. So it affects my customers, people around me, people I may want to have as an intern or a contractor or employee in my company. I just like to play big, so knowing I can create a possibility or create finances or independence for someone in my family, that's kind of cool to know that I'm up to that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you get to run it how you want to run it. I work for some companies that I thought were a little unscrupulous about the way they went around things.
Right.
And it's kind of nice to know that you're doing things that you can feel good about.
Yeah, and it's kind of the best part and the scariest because it does all ride on me.
Right.
And I do enjoy that independence. I can tell you right now, as much as I was a great employee, I would be a really terrible one now. I don't think I'd have a good time answering to anyone anymore.
Right.
So it's a great part that I don't have a boss. But it can be a little scary sometimes.
What are your biggest fears about being a business owner?
Well, a lot of people say the fear of failure is the biggest fear, but what I actually feel is that my fear of success is my biggest fear. Because who am I to be accountable, successful, responsible, financially independent, wealthy even, timely even, but who am I not to be? So that's really where I feel the mental struggle is, or my challenges are.
Yeah, I totally get that. Failure is just as scary as success sometimes.
Pretty much.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, and there's always that, fear of looking bad or stupid or not comparing, so to say, to a competitor, but ultimately, when I remember what I'm up to, I know that I'm more afraid of actually making it than not.
Right. What's your least favorite part about working for yourself? Is there anything that you don't really enjoy that much?
My least favorite part of working for myself, again, it's kind of the best part. I don't really have to answer to anyone, but coming up with the systems, making sure I follow them. How do I enforce them? How do I stay consistent within myself as my team is still very small?
Right.
That's a little bit of a challenge, I would say.
Yeah. It's all or nothing, If something goes wrong, it's all on you. It's not like you can point higher up the ladder and say, oh, it was Tom over here in accounting or anything like that. No. Nope. Pretty much all of it rests on you.
Right, and I do have some partners, and I have some people who do work with me, so I can always defer back to my team if I needed to, or if I need some time to come up with a professional answer.
Right.
But like you said, it really is all on me, all or nothing.
Yeah, I find that really challenging, though, in being a boss, and when I have to be. I have freelancers that work for me. I find it really difficult to have to send things back to them for editing or say, why are you late on things? I find that very difficult about managing people. It's sort of like having to be a manager and not being someone's friend.
And you can't brush it off to someone else, and you have to stick to your vision. You have to remember what that vision was in the first place.
Right. You want to, deliver quality to your customer base. So.
And that rides on you.
Exactly. So that's it for the first half of our show. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk to Lori a little bit more and learn a bit more about what she has to say about dispelling some common myths about marketing. So, thanks.
Local government, local educational institutions, and local community members all use cable access TV to communicate their message. They depend upon it as an affordable means of outreach. Public educational and government access television empowers local government agencies, individuals, and groups to use the media to speak directly to their constituents in a more direct and cost-effective way. Make sure everyone has a voice. Support your local PEG channels.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Abby Finch, and this is Community and Business. We're talking to local business owner Lori Kay of LionLink. It is a social media marketing and integrated marketing solutions company for small businesses. So She, like I, is very passionate about small businesses and small business success in a very competitive market.
Absolutely.
So the theme actually for this week, Lori came up with as soon as I asked her to be on the show, and asked, I said, each week we pick a theme. Is there anything that you think would be appropriate? And right away she said misconceptions about marketing,
Yep.
Which I think is great because there's a lot of sort of lack of information or too much information and misinformation about certain aspects of behind the scenes kind of stuff that goes on. So I'm just going to go right into it. What's the biggest misconception about marketing that you have encountered through your clients?
So I've encountered a couple that I definitely want to bring up, but first of all, especially with small businesses, when I hear them saying, oh, I don't need to do any marketing when the business is running well, I just need to do it when it's kind of a slow period. And I almost want to cringe just a little bit because, we talked about this before. If you think of a big retailer, a big brand name, do you ever see them just stop marketing? It's not that they need to or not. I'm sure, at this point they've been well branded, but you still get their ad slicks. You see them on social media. If you tweet to them, they'll tweet you back. You can mention them on Facebook. They'll probably comment. They have ads going on. You see their little ads running on the side of your screen. They don't miss a beat. So, if you're a smaller business, you're not well branded yet, why aren't you kind of stepping up to the plate and being consistent in that way? And maybe it's a lack of understanding, or like you said, maybe there's an information overload or not enough. So I kind of want to be there to help them understand this has to be happening all the time.
Right.
Not just when things go well.
Yeah, I think the example you brought up before was Best Buy. It's like we all know what Best Buy is. We all know it exists.
Yep.
But if I get their flyer in the mail or I get an email special offer, I may be reminded that, today might be a great day to buy a new computer.
Yep.
When otherwise I wouldn't have.
Yep.
So even if you have a loyal customer base, reminding them that you're there, might help drive in business that otherwise they wouldn't have come in at all. Because they wouldn't even thought about it.
If people are looking online and they see several different electronic stores, why should they buy from you? Especially if you're a small business. Reminding them not only that they're there, but why are they special? Why are you different and unique? What's your deal that's going to reel me in?
Yeah.
Do you have better customer service? Which hopefully you do, because that would reel me in instantly. Is it a better deal? Whatever it is, you have free platforms on which you can speak. So why not? And like you said before, if you're not growing, you're shrinking.
Right.
It's kind of a scary thing to think about.
Right. Resting on your laurels and thinking back, last month we did great. No need to really do much this month or anything like that. That's a quick way to see your business go out the window.
And that's what I don't want to happen. I got tired of seeing people close their doors. It doesn't matter how old or young you are, how experienced you're not. If you start marketing consistently, and if you have an integrated plan, meaning you have online and offline strategies going at the same time, you're going to get results. And then you can bring in a professional or hire someone or whatever your choice to kind of tweak them as you go, reset your goals, develop your sales funnels.
Right.
It's just, for me, it's a no-brainer. So I'm hoping that if someone can see this or get some new information, a new perspective, that will help.
You mentioned turning to a professional. Who do you think that business owners should turn to for help in sort of these situations?
Well, there's two suggestions I usually make. If they are in an industry and they know someone in their business or industry who is very successful, who's done better than them, who's gotten those results that they want, contact them. There's LinkedIn. You could just find their number, email them, talk to someone who's done well. Or reach out to a marketing professional. So someone like me who's more specific in the marketing advertising realm. Ask someone for advice. See what they say. If they've gotten the results you want, why not get some perspective from them?
What I encounter a lot in the people that I work with is people know their business really well. Like I had a client, they were the best in the business making cowboy hats.
Wow.
They made high quality, expensive, wonderful, beautiful cowboy hats. Do I know anything about making cowboy hats?
Nope.
Absolutely not. And they run a really great business, really tight ship, but didn't really know how to keep up. I mean, it's a family business, didn't really know how to keep up in this day and age, you know?
Okay.
So I think that that's so key, that you need to turn to help from someone who might know a little bit about your business.
Yeah, because now it's more about translating your passion into something marketable. Because, I mean, let's face it, you don't go into business because you want to market yourself.
Right.
You go into business to do what you love. And you know your language inside and out, but you have to get your audience to get your language, stand behind it, speak it, so you can use a professional to help translate that. And there's obviously other techniques that fall into place that you may not be aware of to increase your number of likes, say, on Facebook, get new engagements, shares, likes, comments, all that stuff.
That was great. Yeah, I worked as a legal copywriter for a while, and it was my job to take these complex legal concepts and turn them into something that, you know, an average Joe, you or me, can understand. And the attorneys I worked for, it was impossible for them to write in layman's terms because they understood the law so well, and they had been practicing for so long. They didn't know how to explain it in very plain language.
Right.
So I think that's, like, important, to have that middleman kind of in there.
Yeah, and maybe that's just something they haven't thought about. Maybe people don't realize, especially in a family business, that you really speak it. I mean, it really rides on you. So are you translating that, or are you just pitching to people all the time?
Right.
We just want to make sure you're getting the message, the vision across in a way that translates into Facebook, Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, all that stuff, website even.
So you mentioned a bunch of free platforms.
Yeah.
So you're throwing around the word free. What kind of budget should small businesses be setting for their marketing?
It can vary. So if you're in a small business, and I totally get this because, again, I was the manager. So not only being a co-owner, but being a manager day to day, you know everything that comes in and everything that goes out. So it's scary to watch money go out the door. So what I'm about to tell you, just remember, I understand it from that perspective. I always say don't focus so much on the budget, but you can start with like $50 a month. Just pick a number where you're like, all right, I'm comfortable and I know exactly what I'm going to get for that. You could do things like Facebook ads or like a pay-per-click ad campaign with Google AdWords. I've seen those be very effective with very little money that needs to be put into it. If you don't know what you're doing to manage it, though, you should probably pay someone to manage it for you. So what I always say is focus on the results. What do you want to get out of it? What's your goal? If you don't know, ask your mentor, hey, what kind of goals should I set up? Should it be more engagement, customer retention, customer service? Are you looking for a new sales funnel? And start backwards. Then determine, you know what? It's going to be hard, but this is what I need to put out on a monthly basis to expect this. And your investment will always make its return if you have that plan in place.
What do you see as the biggest threats to small businesses' success in a market like this?
I feel the biggest threat is misunderstanding the tools that we have at our fingertips. Like I deemed before, this industry age, we have a lot of people who started their business years and years ago. So Facebook, Twitter, all this stuff is like so new, it's confusing. What I don't want to hear is, oh, that doesn't work, especially if you don't know or you haven't tried in a professional way yet. So I feel the biggest threat is letting that misunderstanding cultivate in your business and to a point where you don't take action, you don't investigate, you don't talk to anybody, and you just sit there hating Facebook. When really you could at least ask. And you can go on hating it. That's fine. Hire someone to do it for you. Delegate away, hire a consultant to do the stuff you hate and the stuff you don't understand.
Right.
Why hire someone that you have to manage when you don't even know what they're doing?
Right.
Then I feel like that's an even bigger threat is, wasting your own time. Whereas you talked to me before about customer service. You could be spending time on your business, growing it, customer retention, follow-up calls, the stuff that really drives the money, while you could be spending a menial amount and having all these results get made for you.
Right. That's like why I have an accountant. I hate bookkeeping.
There you go. You
Yeah.
probably wouldn't try that on your own.
Yeah, it's terrible. Oh, I would be bankrupt in a month, you know?
You probably would never like file your taxes or know how to do them correctly.
Absolutely not.
No.
You know? And I can totally get it, too, how something like Facebook or Twitter could seem so trite. But you're right. I mean, they're free platforms. Everyone's using them. Why not? And these business listings, Yelp, Google+, Bing Local, Yahoo Local, all that stuff.
Right.
I mean, these are a whole bunch of ways to get your message out there in ways that wasn't available before, not just like an ad in the Yellow Pages, you know?
Right, where you're putting out an ad and you're hoping for a return. You can't really measure it. Maybe you can measure it based on last year, but that's really all you know. You know now that people are shopping online, that if I'm passing by this town, these restaurants and these businesses are going to come up on my phone just based on my location. So being listed on, like you said, Yelp, Google+, Facebook, Bing Local, tons of other local sites. I think there's about 58 right now that I actually partner with. Mm-hmm. Being on there when someone's looking is important. Mm-hmm. That's the thing, is if you don't understand why the web works and what SEO optimization is and all this stuff, mm-hmm. you're not going to be able to take advantage of it, whereas everyone else in your industry is.
Right. I think what's really great is also you're into integrated marketing.
Right.
I mean, if you think about your loyal customer base, your loyal fan base, whatever it is, if you're, you know, an artist or a musician, whatever it is, you can use that loyalty and it can translate into your marketing efforts. You know, you can get more reviews on Yelp, you can get more likes on Facebook, you know, you can leverage those relationships that you already have. And hopefully cultivate new ones in the process.
Exactly. I don't ever tell people that you shouldn't do one or you shouldn't do another. I'm sure there are industries or more specific businesses that do work better if there's an older generation. Yes, surely paper marketing is going to hit them a little bit more than a strictly online campaign. That's why, like you said, I do believe in integrating it. You should be in your community, showing them what you're there for, giving back. You can use direct marketing campaigns combined with online. Because guess what? If they're looking for you with something that you sent them at home and they don't find your website, they don't believe you exist anymore.
It's so true.
I mean, when you choose a restaurant, where do you go to look? Yelp.
Yeah.
You're always looking at customer reviews. So if you don't have a building of relationships, like you mentioned, and people vouching for you and saying, hey, this is great, no one's going to kind of really believe it anymore. Yeah. So that's the way that we're going now.
Yeah, it's word-of-mouth advertising for the 21st century.
It's a good way to put it. I like that.
Yeah, you know, I just came up with that one on myself.
I write that down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to go to a restaurant unless I can find the menu online.
Yep.
I like to pick out what I'm going to eat before I even get there.
Yeah, and the partners I work with, I can actually do things like that, can help businesses get their menus up for customers, get those reviews all synced up so everybody can see it on all the different platforms right away.
That's awesome.
Kind of unfortunate, but it's really important now.
Right, right. Do you have any final words? We only have a little bit of time left, but is there anything else you wanted to add?
Just my advice is just take action. Just do something, you know. Call a mentor, go online, research what you can do right now for your business.
That's great. Thank you so much for joining us this week, Lori.
Yes.
This was another episode of Community and Business. I'm Abby Finch, and thanks for watching today.